Okay, welcome to the ATD class today. As we already discussed about different classifications and different components of IC engines, today we are going to see different classifications within the IC engines. Okay, previously we have discussed the classification, but that is of heat engines. Okay, today we are going to discuss different classifications in IC engines. Okay, see here. Just wait a minute. Okay, coming to the classifications of IC engines, these are the main important classification of IC engines. First of all, in IC engines, we are going to have both four-stroke engines as well as two-stroke engines. These are the two main different classifications. Okay, and these are classified again into SI engines and CI engines. That means in four-stroke engines there will be SI engine and CI engine. In two-stroke engine also there will be SI engine and CI engine. Okay, are you clear with that? In IC engines we are going to have four-stroke engines and two-stroke engines. In four-stroke engine we have both SI and CI engine. Also in two-stroke engine we are going to have both SI and CI engine. Okay, coming to these are the two main engines. Okay, SI engine and CI engine. Okay, and uh, depending upon the type of fuel, okay, we have classified this. Okay, SI means we are going to use petrol. Okay, and CI means we are going to use diesel. Okay, depending upon the type of fuel we are going to and also the type of ignition. Okay, in SI engine we have to give the ignition with the help of spark plug, so we have called it as spark ignition engine. And in CI engine, because of very high compression ratio within the CI engine, there will be temperatures which are going to attain themselves. Okay, because of their self attainment. Okay, because of their because of very high compression ratio, the mixture, okay, air fuel mixture is going to get its self ignition temperature. Okay, that means there will be uh, ignition because of compression itself, because of compression of air. Okay, that's why we are going to call it as compression ignition engine. CI means compression ignition. Because of the compression at certain pressure and temperature, we are going to that means there is a self ignition, okay, happened. Okay, because of reaching of the temperature. Okay, because the temperature reached their self ignition temperature for the fuel. Okay, that's why we are going to call it as compression ignition engine. Okay, and also here the compression ratio is very high. Okay, in CI engines. Okay, based on that we can that means the fuel is going to self ignite itself. Okay, in SI engine we are going to have two major classification that mostly the main important classification is petrol engine. Okay, and also there is gas engine. These two are under SI engines. And in CI engines we have two types. Okay, one is dual fuel or multi fuel engine, and the other one is divided chamber engine. Okay, and in petrol engine we are also going to have two types. One is carbureted type and another one is injection type. Okay, what is the difference between these two classifications means, in carbureted engine what we do was we are going to send the air and fuel mixture at the same time into the carburetor. Okay, at one from one side air is going to get, and from another side fuel is going to get. Okay, within the carburetor only we are going to mix air and fuel here before sending into the combustion chamber. Okay, before sending into the combustion chamber there will be mixture of air and fuel here within this carbureted type. Okay, coming to the injection type. Okay, first of all the air is going to get into the cylinder, okay, or into the combustion chamber. Okay, after that fuel is going to be injected with the help of fuel injector. Okay, that is the main difference. Okay, within the, if we consider a cylinder, okay, within that cylinder both air and fuel comes at the same time. That is called carbureted type. And if the air is going to come at the time of suction, and at the end of the compression stroke, the fuel is going to be injected into this injection type. Okay, that is the main difference between. That means here in carbureted type, both air and fuel will get into the cylinder at the same time, but in injection type, the air will comes first, and after that fuel is going to be injected. Okay, that is the main difference between these two classifications, carbureted type and injection type. Okay, and after that we are going to have battery ignition and magneto ignition. Okay, in SI engine we are going to use spark plug. Okay, so to generate a spark within the spark plug, what we need to do, we need some mechanism to generate a spark. Okay, that mechanism is nothing but either it is a, that means a primary. Okay, with the help of battery we are going to generate the spark, then it is called battery ignition. And if the with the help of magnet, okay, with the help of magnet we are going to generate the spark, then it comes under magneto ignition. Okay, mostly we use the battery ignition method. Okay, and coming to the CI engine, uh, under dual fuel, whether it is a dual fuel or divided chamber engine, we are going to have both types. And okay, under dual fuel also we have pre-chamber, and divided chamber also we have pre-chamber and swivel chamber. Okay, under dual fuel also we have both pre-chamber and swivel chamber. Okay, that means within the combustion chamber, the type of fuel, okay, how the fuel is going to get into the cylinder, okay, depending on that, these two are classified. Okay, in pre-chamber already the fuel is going to be in turbulence. Okay, there will be a pre-chamber, and within that pre-chamber already a turbulence is created. Okay, there will be turbulence created there, and if there is more turbulence, the efficiency or work output is going to be high. So we have to uh, provide a turbulence, okay, within the CI engine. Okay, and there is swirl chamber. Okay, within this also there will be swirl. Within the combustion chamber we are going to have swirl here. Okay, that means there will be two depending upon the specification. That means design of combustion chamber, nothing but it is design of combustion chamber. On that design these two are going to be classified, pre-chamber and swirl chamber. Okay, whether it may be of any type. Okay, if it is SI engine or CI engine, we need to provide cooling. Okay, for high power engines we need water cooled engine. For low power engines we need air cooled engine. Why? Because for high power engines air cooling is not sufficient. Okay, so that's why we need to go for water cooling engine. Okay, in case of water cooled engine, the engine weight is going to increase, as well as we have to design accordingly. In between we need to incorporate several water jackets around the engine. Okay, to uh, cool several parts of engine. Okay, we already studied several components of engine. To provide cooling for all those parts, we have to provide jackets around all those parts. Okay, that is, in that we are going to use water cooled engine. And in air cooled engine I already shown you a cylinder, okay, which is of fins. Okay, so why we are going to provide fins here means we are going to improve the surface area. Okay, to improve the surface area we are going to provide the fins. Okay, so if we improve the surface area, then we are going to have more effective cooling. Okay, so with the increase in surface area, the air is going to be stagnant there for more time, and that means that it will increase the effectiveness of cooling within the air cooled engine. Okay, I already shown you the cylinder while discussing the components. Okay, when I have gone through the cylinder, okay, in that I have shown you a cylinder which is of air cooled cylinder. Okay, I already shown you that. Okay, and those are depending upon the type of cooling, there will be water cooled and air cooled engines. Okay, and next one, whether it is a water cooled or air cooled or SI engine or CI engine, we are going to have these three different types of engines. Okay, that is reciprocating engine, which is of multi-cylinder, and reciprocating engine, which is of single cylinder, and also the rotary engine, which is we mostly call it as Wankel engine. Okay, in reciprocating multi-cylinder type, we are going to increase number of, that means more than one cylinder will be there. Okay, if there is 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, and more than that means depending upon the power requirement, we are going to use that number of. Hello. Hello. Is there any disturbance from my side? Hello. Okay, under reciprocating multi-cylinder, there will be four to six. V cylinder means we are going to have two banks of cylinders. Okay, like a V-shaped, we are going to attach. That means mostly from that means if we use four cylinders, then these V type of cylinders are going to be used mostly. Okay, like 4, 6, 8, 12, like that. Okay, inclined cylinder, we are going to, if there are more number of cylinders, more if it is more than one, that means 2, 3, 4, 6. Okay, three odd number of cylinders are not going to be in this. Will be there, but the arrangement is very different. Okay, I will show you that also. And inclined cylinder, that is 2, 4, 6, and opposite cylinder also we can use 2 cylinders, 4 cylinders, 6 cylinders. Okay, if the number of cylinders are more than 6, we mostly prefer V cylinders. Okay, if the number of cylinders is more than 6, then we mostly prefer the V cylinders. Why? Because we can incorporate two cylinder banks at the same time on the single shaft. Okay, so we prefer V cylinder for if the number of cylinders is more than 6. Okay, under rotary engine, we will just study about this rotary engine or Rankine engine. In that, we are going to have single rotor or twin rotor type of procedure will be there. Okay, that is about the a simple, nothing but a simple view of classification of IC engines. Now we will go in detail of this IC engines classification. Okay, first of all, coming to the classification, first classification depends on the cycle of operation. Okay, whether it is a constant volume heat cycle or constant pressure heat cycle. That means the type of engine we are going to use is going to be different. Okay, first of all, depending upon the cycle of operation. Okay, if the cycle of operation is running on the constant volume heat addition, that means at a constant volume, if we are adding the heat, then we call it as constant volume heat addition cycle, and another name of it is Otto cycle, and we can also call it as spark ignition engine. Okay, which run on petrol engines. Okay, and next one is, if the cycle is going to be run on constant pressure, that means the operation is going to be at constant pressure. Okay, so we are going to add some heat. Okay, we are going to add heat at constant pressure. Okay, then we call it as constant pressure heat addition cycle, and we can also call that as diesel cycle. And this will we can also call it as compression ignition engine. Okay, the engines which run on this diesel cycle or constant pressure heat addition cycle are called compression ignition engines or diesel engines. Okay, and what about Otto cycle? The engines which run on Otto cycle are called as petrol engines or SI engines. Okay, that is about the cycle of operation classification. Next, coming to the type of fuel used. Okay, there will be different wide variety of fuels. Okay, in that we have to choose fuels. Okay, which is best suitable for my engine. Okay, for suppose in SI engines. Okay, in SI engines we are going to use volatile liquid fuels. Okay, keep in mind that in SI engines we are going to use volatile liquid fuels. Okay, there may be gasoline, purely of gasoline, or there may be blends of gasoline, this alcohol, kerosene, and benzene. Okay, if we are going to change the oil, then we have to change the material used to construct the engine. Okay, have said you several components. Okay, and also have said you some materials with which they are going to manufacture. Okay, if we use the same materials, okay, if we use the same materials, then that is not acceptable for the engine running on the kerosene. Okay, that means this engine specification and engine manufacturing shouldn't be the same if we want to change the oil. Okay, keep in mind that we use volatile liquid fuels for SI engines, but that too engine specification should be very specific. Okay, we shouldn't use the same engine for two oils. Okay, and mostly we use the blends. Okay, mostly we use the blends means nothing but in a, if you use 80% of gasoline, 20% of alcohol we are going to use, that is the blend. Okay, that means we are going to mix two oils, then we call it as blend. Okay, and for those type of engine also we have to change the materials to manufacture the engine. Okay, so that is about water liquid fuel engines. And in these engines, see what happens is, first of all we need to mix the air and fuel at the carburetor. Okay, at the fuel and at the carburetor itself we have to mix the air and fuel, and after mixing it we have to send into the combustion chamber or into the cylinder of the engine. Okay, for the volatile liquid fuels. Okay, next coming to the gaseous fuels. Okay, these gaseous fuels like natural gas, liquid petroleum gas, blast furnace gas, and biogas. Okay, these are also used to run the engine, but the specification should be changed. Okay, the material used to make those engines should be changed. Okay, they shouldn't be similar with the SI engines. Okay, they should change. Okay, why? Because the performance is going to vary. Okay, if you use the same fuel in the engine which we are going to use in the SA engine. Okay, so we need to improve the qualities and the materials used for manufacture of engine. Okay, so gaseous fuel, we can use the gaseous fuels like natural gas, liquid petroleum gas, blast furnace gas, and biogas. Okay, these gases are produced uh, through several process. Okay, there will be several refinement within these gases, and after that we have to use those in the engines. Okay, next coming to the solid fuels. Okay, first of all these solid fuels, whatever the solid fuels we are going to use like charcoal and powdered coal are there, we have to first convert them into gases. Okay, if you use charcoal and powdered coal, we have to convert, first of all we have to convert them into gases and then we have to use. Okay, why? Because if you directly use the charcoal within the IC engine, okay, it may not take the efficiency and performance, and that means that there will be maintenance, that means running problem will be there. Okay, it won't run on that. Okay, so that's why you should be specified, first of all the solid fuel should be converted into gaseous fuels. Okay, and then we have to use that as a fuel. Okay, that is about the solid fuel. Next coming to the viscous liquid fuels. Okay, these are going to be used in the CA engines, nothing but diesel engines or compression ignition engines. Okay, viscous liquid fuels are used in diesel engine, and volatile liquid fuels are used in petrol engine or SA engine. Okay, and viscous liquid fuels are used in CI engine or diesel engine. Okay, and here see what we need to do was, here within this viscous liquid fuels in uh, first of all we need to send air. Okay, within the suction stroke the air is going to get into the combustion chamber or cylinder, and after that, okay, at the end of compression stroke we need to inject fuel with the help of fuel injectors. Okay, so see here in volatile liquid fuels we are going to sent in combination with the air. Okay, but in viscous liquid fuels we are going to send separately. Okay, after air gets some pressure and temperature, after the compression of air we are going to inject the fuel into this engine, diesel engine. Okay, uh, those are heavy and light diesel oils. Okay, the oils which are used under the classification of viscous liquid fuels is diesel oils. Okay, whether they may be heavy or light. Okay, next coming to the engines using two fuels. Okay, here we are going to use both the fuels. Okay, in dual fuel engines we are going to have volatile liquid fuel as well as viscous liquid fuel. Okay, we have one cycle called dual cycle. Okay, for some of the compression it is going to be combustion, it is going to be done at a constant pressure, and some of the combustion it is going to done at the Chepam Ashoyab. Is there any doubt? Okay, next coming to the engine fuels using two fuels. That means we are going to use both volatile liquid fuel and also as and also viscous liquid fuel. Okay, that means some of the combustion is going to happen at constant pressure, and some of the combustion is going to be happen at the constant volume. Okay, that you have already seen dual cycle. Okay, the engines which run on that dual cycle is called as engines using two fuels. Okay, dual cycle engine, we can also call it as dual cycle engine. That means it mainly all the process is same, but only the combustion happens at both constant pressure and constant volume. Okay, that's why we are going to use both volatile liquid fuel and also viscous liquid fuel. Okay, uh, the engines which run on these two fuels, we call them as engines using two fuels or diesel, sorry, dual cycle engine. Okay, next coming to the method of charging. Okay, this is very important classification when coming to power. Okay, if we need to develop very high power, then natural aspirated engines are not sufficient. Okay, we need to go for supercharged engines. Okay, here depending upon the method of charging, there will be two types. One is natural aspirated engine and the supercharged engine. In natural aspirated engines, we regularly take air and fuel mixture from the atmosphere. Okay, whatever the pressure and temperature of that atmosphere is there, that we are going to take to the combustion chamber. Okay, that is the natural aspirated. That means naturally it is going to breathe air at atmospheric conditions of pressure and temperature. Okay, but in supercharged engines we are going to improve the pressure. Okay, that means we are first, before going to the combustion chamber, we are going to energize. That means we are going to increase the pressure and temperature for the supercharged engines. Okay, before going to the combustion chamber only, we are going to take that air and we are going to compress that air. Okay, after compression of air and air, we are going to get that into the combustion chamber. Okay, that is about the supercharged engines. Here natural aspirated means whatever the pressure and temperature there within the atmosphere, that thing is going to be get into the combustion chamber. But in supercharged engines, we are going to compress the air. Okay, before getting into the combustion chamber only, it is going to be pressurized. Okay, after some pressure, it is going to taken into going to be taken into the combustion chamber for supercharged engines. Okay, next coming to the type of ignition, I already discussed this. In case of SI engines, we are going to have spark plug. Okay, to generate spark, we need certain medium. Okay, automatically it can't generate depending upon the engine running. Okay, we need to use some power. Okay, to generate that power, we are going to use some primary source of energy. Okay, that is either it may be a battery or magneto. Okay, that means the primary source of generating energy is here battery. Okay, with the help of battery, we are going to produce spark between the electrodes. Okay, between the electrodes of the spark plug. Okay, and coming to the magneto ignition system, here with the help of magnet. Okay, with the help of magnet, we are going to generate power, and power is going to generate spark in between the two electrodes of spark plug. Okay, which will help to ignite. Okay, which will take an initiation to ignite the fuel or air fuel mixture. Okay, or charge. Okay, that is the classification here. And next coming to the type of cooling. Okay, cooling is very important part. Okay, why? Because without cooling, the engine will ruin very uh, rapidly. Okay, why? Because the destruction will be at peaks. Okay, if there is no cooling, so we need to provide air cooling. Whatever it may be, we need to provide cooling. Okay, if there is no cooling, the damage of engine is going to be, that means the lifespan of engine is going to be reduced enormously. Okay, so because of very high temperatures generated at the time of combustion, we need to suppress or we need to reduce the pressure and temperature which are going to be created at the time of combustion. So we need to provide cooling here. Okay, if it is a small power engine, that means if it is small engine, small power engine, then we have to go for air cooled engine, which is very sufficient. Okay, uh, depending upon the power developed, we have to classify them. Okay, air cooled engines which run on small power, we have to use air cooled engine, and water cooled engine, high power engines, we need to prefer water cooled engines. Why? Because through air the cooling is not sufficient. Okay, so we need to go for water cooled engine. Okay. Next, coming to the cylinder arrangement. Next classification is according to the cylinder arrangement. As I already said, use cylinder row and cylinder bank. Okay. See here, I already said you about crankshaft and piston, um, cylinder. Okay, crankshaft and cylinder. If you have seen, this is the crankshaft. Okay, and here within the housing we are going to have cylinders. Okay, keep in mind that these two components, crankshaft and cylinder. Okay, cylinder row means here the lines, center lines of cylinder are going to be in perpendicular. Okay, for suppose center lines of crankshafts are there, center lines of cylinders are there. Okay, if these two are going to be in perpendicular, okay, in a plane, if these two are perpendicular, then we call it as cylinder row. Okay, mostly we will go for the cylinder bank only. That means both piston, center lines of cylinder and center lines of crankshaft are going to be in parallel. That means center lines of cylinder are in parallel with the center lines of crankshaft. Okay, that means simply note that if they are perpendicular, if center lines of cylinders and center lines of crankshafts are perpendicular, then it is going to be cylinder row, and cylinder bank means those two are parallel, center lines of cylinders and center